Hello.
What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. So today I'm gonna be trying to do something a little bit different. See, I'm in dev world here. I've got my grids and my cubes, and I'm gonna try to do some AI dev live. So wish me luck, because that should be interesting. All right. So, so I've been working on some VR stuff, and it's getting somewhere. Let's see, I guess I can show you if my VR stuff cooperates. So let's see, this will be a little tricky doing all this on stream, so let me know if you can't see or if this doesn't quite work right. Let's see, okay. So Quest Link is still working. So yeah, let me show you what I've got here. I've mentioned before that I kind of hate VR development, and this is why, because it's just really awkward, but alright. So hopefully you can see this. Let's see, yeah, you should be able to. Alright, so, and I know I look ridiculous, but we'll just have to deal with that. Alright, so, yeah, this is what I've been working on. So I've got some basic weapons here. I've got, back up. Grab this, I've got some basic interactables with physics collision. That's pretty cool. I've got these little pistols, little, basic setup. What's cool about it, though, is you can grip it two-handed, and that gives you some interesting aiming abilities. Pretty cool. And you can also grip it multiple ways. So I haven't honestly played a ton of VR games, but I haven't seen any others doing it that way, and I think it feels pretty good. You can really kind of be like John Wick with it, or you can be more like this. So that's cool. You can drop your weapons, and just kind of hover, and then let's see if this works. This was giving me a little trouble before, but this is a slider, so you can slide it, and if you slide it all the way over, it resets our targets. So that's pretty cool. I can go back over here. Oh yeah, we've got a shield. So that's fun. So you can... Oh no, there goes my slider. Fix that. There it goes. Yeah, so it's got collision, which is pretty neat. And let's see what else comes. Get back. And I'll show you this. This isn't quite done. It's got some problems. But shotgun, you can recognize it from grip. You can hold it two-handed, which is pretty cool. And the grips are socketed, posed, so that's cool. I should say a shotgun. And then to reload it, I don't have this socketed yet, so you see that it doesn't follow it, but it does grip it. So it feels pretty good, but visually it doesn't look very good. But anyway, so you grip the pump, and you can cycle shells. So, feels pretty cool. Yeah, a lot to work out detail-wise with this, but it's a little bit. It's my little debug terminal that displays, because I can't read strings up in the headset, so it displays them over there. But yeah, so it's not a whole lot yet. Didn't realize I was all the way over there. But yeah, so hopefully that was neat. There's a lot left to do. I've been kind of working out a lot of basic stuff, like making the engine not crash, because there were some pretty fundamental bugs in 5.3, so I had to upgrade to 5.4. There were bugs there. Anyway, it's kind of working. It's the base. So I'm thinking, well, there's plenty to do still in that regard, fix-wise, and making like the grip socket on the shotgun grip, and making the levers not fly away when you bump them. Important minor details like that. I'm thinking, we're reaching a point where we should have some enemies running around. So I went ahead and imported the default character template, just to get a skeletal mesh and some basic animation blueprint template stuff. And yeah, I'm thinking what we'll do today is I'll just sort of work through that and try to build it up into a somewhat functional, AI. So I guess, yeah, let's just get started with it. I think this is my first time doing blueprint stuff on stream, so we'll see how it goes. Alright, so I just switched the game mode. Oops, no I didn't. Gonna switch the game mode to the third-person game mode so I can just make sure that everything's working. And yeah, we've got our character working, the animation blueprint and everything. So yeah, let's see if we can rework that into a AI character. Alright, so made this folder called enemies. There's nothing in it because we don't have any yet, so we'll get started with a character. We'll call this enemy base. Always dock your tabs. Engine actually has a pretty significant performance boost when all the tabs are docked. It's kind of a weird little fact. Okay, so by default, when you start a blank character, you get a skeletal mesh, you get an arrow component, character movement component, etc. So we just need to choose a skeletal mesh, and then get it lined up. So that arrow indicates the forward vector. Alright. And obviously we're not using this in the game there. I should actually point that out, because I see so many VR games where it's literally just the default Unreal mannequins. We're not going to be doing that. What we're doing here is the same thing I did with the weapons. So like you see, we've got these two weapons. But we have, if I go into my weapons, there's a weapon base, and the weapon base is the default Unreal rifle, but we don't actually use that. We override, we child class and override it and replace the meshes with our own meshes. And then here you can see, this is really cool. This is something from the expanded VR plugin, which I should really give a huge shout out to, because it's amazing. But yeah, it comes with this hand socketing stuff, so you can define these like grip points, and I'll get into that a little more when I have this working properly, because I'm still wrapping my head around it. Alright, so back to this. And so I guess everything we'll be doing here will apply not just to a VR game, but would apply to any kind of game. But we will be doing it for a VR game. So, okay, we got our mesh, we got our character controller, or capsule, all that. So, oh yeah, we should set our animation blueprint. So we have one. There we go. That came with the template. This is just stock engine content. I'll be replacing it all down the road, but this will get us started. So there we go. We've got our Quinn blueprint. So if we drag enemy base in here, I ought to be able to run around and she'll just hang out. Alright, not bad. So we need AI now, right? So let's start with just, I guess, just getting all the I guess what you could call plumbing in place. So we are gonna need a few things. We'll need an AI controller, VR AI controller. That's probably used for. Gonna find out if we need that or not. I'm assuming that's for actually making the player do like AI pathfinding kind of stuff. So we'll call this AIC enemy for AI controller. Okay, so it's a blueprint. We got nothing in it yet. Yeah, that's all good. It won't do us any good if we don't assign it. So, gotta go into our class defaults on our enemy pawn and set the AI controller class to our new AIC enemy. Okay. So now that should be, so when the game runs, this controller should possess this pawn, which is crucial for what we want to do. So let's make sure it's working. Just print string. Should say AI controller ran. There, and you see we've got the message there, so it's working. I always like to do this kind of thing just so I don't like get all into the weeds of figuring out like more high level stuff and then realize like I forgot some basic thing, you know, and then you're like scratching your head trying to debug your logic when in reality it's just that, like it's just plumbing that's wrong. So that's just a workflow tip. And I'm not testing any of this in VR because it's just like too much of a hassle. Okay, so we've got our AI controller, we've got our enemy pawn, now we need to make them do things. So to do that, we will need a behavior tree and a blackboard. Okay, so we open that up, it's empty. Open this up and it's empty. Let's see. So I've done so much of this kind of stuff from McSpaceBiff. I wonder if I should try rebuilding it all from scratch or if I should just import some stuff. We'll see. It's probably good to do some of it from scratch. So this is the blackboard, and blackboard just basically holds variables that the AI can reference. Oh yeah, and then we need to, so in the behavior tree, you've got to assign a blackboard. So go to this blackboard tab and choose your blackboard. Oh, wait, somehow it's already here. That's interesting. Okay, it somehow picked it up automatically, I guess because it's the only one in the content folder. Okay, so we've got our blackboard, and so you see I added this target point vector variable, so now it's available here. Okay, makes sense. Alright, so this is where it gets interesting. So basically we've got these four things. We've got our pawn, our controller, our blackboard, and our behavior tree. And they all kind of work together. So by default, what kind of tasks do we have? Yeah, so we could keep this simple. Let's just make sure make sure the plumbing is right. So sequence, move to. So there's videos explaining this kind of stuff. If anybody wants me to explain it, just let me know. but I'm just going to try to make sure this is all working right. So I want to move to target point. Okay. So now I need to go in here, and in our begin play, or somewhere basically we need to tell this behavior tree to run. Actually, does this work? It's been a little while. Get controller, so maybe I need to get it from the AI controller. Cast. Yeah, so we can see if... And we're going to want a reference to this anyway, so let's promote that. Alright, so now we have a variable that's going to reference our AI controller. And then I think from here I tell the controller to run behavior tree. Yeah. In fact, I could do it from here, couldn't I? Yeah, that's cleaner. Alright, so we're going to run our behavior tree, and we're going to run BT enemy. So now this should basically, just once the game runs, it should make our AI move to target point, which is going to be nothing, right? Or it'll be 0, 0, 0. Let's visualize where 0, 0, 0 is. So that's the world origin. So if I run, this character should run right there. And nope, so something's wrong. Let's see. Right, so it's getting to that point. This tells us if the behavior tree runs. Okay, so it's running. So our move 2 is not doing anything. Maybe because it knows target point is not only 0, 0, 0, but it's actually invalid. That could be it. So what if... Let's see. So on my AI controller, I should be able to get the blackboard. And I should be able to set value as vector and key name. So this we need a name. And we need to make sure we spell it right, so it's target point. Target point, okay. So we need some point for our character to run to. Let's just see. There we go. Boom. Okay. So that's working now. So there we go, that's AI in a nutshell, right? Done, ship it. So, to recap, just the basic setup. You have your AI character, in which you define an AI controller, and your AI controller is responsible for running a behavior tree, and your behavior tree is responsible for executing logic. And so there's this kind of like interesting back and forth between the controller and the behavior tree, where the behavior tree, uses a blackboard to feed variables, but you've got to set those variables from your controller. So that's what we're doing here. All right. So the AI controller feeds the blackboard variables, and then the behavior tree just sort of, does logic based on those variables. So what we've got going on right now is our character is just running straight there. And for some reason, she's not animating. And I think I remember seeing this before, so they've got this set up as a child of this animation blueprint. I remember coming across this earlier. Basically, for some reason, this doesn't always work. Like, this doesn't return true when they do this and. But I don't think this is even really necessary. So we can just say if the ground speed is greater than 3, then should move is true, and that's what triggers the animation to go through its different run states. So that's good enough for now. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna be reworking all of that animation blueprint stuff anyway with my own animations and my own blueprints. But we just want something to get started with. Alright, so I think what I want, really what I want more than anything right now is to just have characters that'll, I guess, like run from point to point. Maybe like, so in the original Deadlock, what they would do is they would just fall to the ground. Oh yeah, let's test that. This character, fall. So in the original Deadlock, they would just fall to the ground and then run to a point and then just aim at you and fire. And it was really simple. They didn't even have behavior trees. But yeah, perfect. So this is working just great. So we can spawn them in the air and they'll fall down, they'll hit the ground, and then they'll start executing their behaviors. So I guess what I would want to do is just set it up so that she just hits the ground and runs to a point. So that's a pretty easy thing to do. So Unreal has this target point actor by default. I think what I'll do is I'll just bring some of these in. And what I'll do is make a behavior tree task that just finds a target point and sets it as the destination so that our character runs to it. Yeah. That should work. So there's a few ways I could do this. Do I want to do it in the controller, or do I want to do it in the tree? And I think doing it in the controller is probably good. Let me think about that, actually. I'm gonna want to actually be able to redo it, like re-trigger it, so maybe it'd be better to make a behavior tree task to do it, and that way I can have a little more flexibility. Yeah, I think that's probably the way to do it. So, okay, let's do that. I'm gonna make a folder. AI. And so now I'm gonna make a new behavior tree task. So I guess I'll explain that. If you go in here to behavior tree and you say tasks, these are all the ones that come with the engine. Oh yeah, I could use an EQS to make them find a better point, but we'll keep it simple, at least for now. The original Deadlock was so simple. All I need to do is just get it back to that point, at least for now. So I want to make my own task. So all classes, BT task, blueprint base. I can override this class and create my own behavior tree task. BTT, find fire, or find attack node. Something like that. Okay, so now I open this up and it's blank. We don't do anything in the event graph. Instead, what we do is we have these events we can override. And so we want to override receive execute AI. And this passes us in a controller and a controlled pawn, okay? Yeah, and so here's how we need to do this. So we need to get our blackboard, and then we need to, so what we're doing, we want to set our variable. So set value as vector. All right, and we're going to make this our target point. I still have it in my clipboard. Very nice. All right, so we're setting this. So look familiar, right? This is exactly what we did in here. In fact, we can get rid of this because we're not controlling this behavior from here anymore. We're going to run it from our behavior tree. And so if I run the game now, our character will fall to the ground and then just hang out because we're not setting that value anymore. I can delete this too. It's just there to mark the origin location. Okay, this stuff is fun. All right, so now we're here and we want to find a value to pass in here. And what I want is I want one of these target points. And I think I just want to pick it randomly. Later on we can add logic for figuring that out better. But so for now, we can just get all actors of class, target point, and then let's see. So we need to just pick one. Okay. So we've got our length. So length, counts from 0. So I've got 4 of these guys. So our length will be 3. But so what we want to do, what we want to do is we want a random int in range, and we want it from 0 to our length, right? So this will return a random integer that'll correspond with one of our target points. Yeah, okay. So then we just need to get, I think I want to copy it. I guess I have to get a copy. I'm not sure what the difference between ref and copy is, to be honest, but let's see if it works. So we're going to get one of these target points, and then we can just get its world location. Get actor transform. That'll work. There we go. Get actor location. And just return that there. Alright, so when this task runs, it should look up the blackboard of its controlled AI and set it. So if I run the game now, nothing will happen because we're not actually calling it. So I need to go in here, and now what I need, so if I go into my tasks, you see this, now we have BTT find attack node. Okay, and if we had any variables on here, they'd show up here, but right now it doesn't have any. All it's doing is it's just reaching out into the world and seeing, alright, where's our target points? Let's get one of them at random, and then if we find one, just set our target point value, and that's all it does, right? So if I didn't follow that up with move to target point, our AI wouldn't do anything. Hey, what's up, mild one? Yeah, some AI stuff. Should be fun. We're making a little progress. So, okay, so we've got our find attack node and we've got our move to target point. So now when I run the game, our AI character should run to one of these points. And she doesn't. I wonder why. Let's make sure this is actually firing. Yeah, it is firing. Okay, that's odd. Oh, I know why. I did not return. So you've got to finish execute. Oops. Finish. Execute. Yep. And success. And so we could add some logic so that, like, if it doesn't find any of these, it could fail. In fact, we should do that, but let's make sure this works first. So now that this is marked success, basically that it has to receive that flag to move on to the next node, which is move to. So what was happening before was we would receive our execute, we'd set our blackboard, but then we would never actually be done here, so the tree was just cycling here and not moving on to move to. So let's see. So boom, and there she goes. And she'll get to the point, and just cycle through. So, and if I pull this up, you can see the tree just cycles through, and you see it flashing there. So like basically for one frame, after she reaches the destination, she gets a new point and goes back to the last one, which is not exactly what I want. I want her to stop at her target point. So I can just add a wait. And, so it's probably good for them to, move around a couple of times every now and then, like, to kind of keep the player on their toes. So this could be a variable, or we can have a random deviation, but so maybe like 15 seconds with a random deviation of 7 seconds. So that'd be good for gameplay. Maybe not so good for testing, but so basically the most time she'll spend at a given point would be 21 seconds. So she's standing there, waiting. When that timer is up, she should move to another point and then wait there. There we go. Okay, that's basically the AI that we had in the original Deadlock. Okay, let's look at these errors. Why is this giving us trouble? Access to none, trying to read, get array item. Not sure why that would reach, why that would get none. Well, at any rate, we should add a failure ability to this. So what we can do is we can say if length equals 0, if length equals 0, then we want to finish execute, and we want to finish with a failure because we didn't find any target points. And we could even print a log. In fact, let me use my VR print string so that if I'm testing this in VR and for some reason we don't have any target points, it'll tell us. Perfect AI for waiting at the DMV simulator. Just standing in line. Yeah, perfect. Okay, VR print string. So we'll say no target points found. Make that an angry red color, because we should always have target points. That's like just a design, like a level designer needs to place these. Okay. So this is messy. I just don't like the way this looks. This is why there's the blueprint haters out there, because these wires get kind of hard to read, but I kind of like it. It's not that hard once you get used to it. So there we go. That's a little easier to read. So basically what we're doing now is if we can't find any of these, we're not even going to try to set our blackboard value. We're just going to say, hey, no target points, and we're going to return failure. And what that'll do is basically the behavior tree will say, okay, this node failed, so it'll just start over. It'll go to the next part in the tree that it has access to, which in the case of this simple tree is the root, and it'll just come back down and try again. So it'll just keep trying until it finds some nodes. Go over there and stamp the form, then run over there and get your picture taken, then go back to take the written test. Yeah. I actually I had some students that for their one of their blueprint projects they did like not DMV but like a cafeteria scene where like someone like went to like just get food and then they'd like get their food and go sit down. It's pretty funny. Pretty good behavior tree use case. Alright, so just test that this is working again. Waiting. Remember, we might have a wait of up to like 20 seconds because it's 10 seconds plus or minus 7. So, okay. So it's working. We still get these errors. Well, I'm not quite sure why we're getting these. Because it's working, obviously. So why are we getting errors? Kind of weird. It's not stopping our AI from working, but those errors are going to be annoying. Okay, and so they hit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. Narrow it down. See if we get them. Okay, so it's something from here on. Maybe I need to do this -1. Okay, that was it. So, yeah, arrays. So they start from 0, but length counts 0, right? So if I've got, so if my array goes 0, 1, 2, then my length is 3, and if I return 3, that's out of range. Yeah, that's right. So you've got a -1. That's basic stuff. Okay. Good. Alright, so that works. So now, we want our AI to be able to attack us. So that is going to be a whole thing. You know what? Actually, before I get into that, maybe it'll be easier to just make us able to kill this AI. But one thing that I do think I want to do is I want them to face us. So if I run this, they're going to run over there and, they're not facing me. And I want them to face me. So let's try this. We should be able to do this in our AI controller, and that we might be able to do this pretty simply. So since this is just single player, which I am so excited about, because trying to make everything work in co-op for McSpace Biff is a nightmare. But so since this is single player, we can just get our player pawn and AI set focus, new focus. In fact, so these aren't dependent on each other, let me use a sequence. Alright, so what this should do is it should set the AI's focus to our player pawn, which may or may not make them face us. There we go. See, now they're facing us and running backwards, and so they'll always face us, even when they move. Give it a minute. There, see, they're turning to face us. So that's not quite what I want. I want them to, when they start their move, I want them to not face us. I want them to face where they're running, and then when they get to where they're going, I want them to turn and face the player. That might be simple to set up. Let me try this. So, there's a few ways I could do this. Could make it another behavior tree task, right? And I could run it in parallel with the wait. Having them face the player will be nice. They should probably also abandon their points depending on engagement level. Yeah, so like if the player pushes up on them, they should like retreat or go somewhere else. Yeah, they should do that. Which we have some stuff for that in McSpace Biff already that we could probably repurpose. Have them always moving toward the player but prioritizing areas of interest. Yeah. Let's see, for right now, just need a way to make them face the player, but only at certain times. Let's try this. I think I've got an idea. Okay, so what this task will do is on execute AI, it'll set focus to the player pawn, and on receive abort AI, it'll clear focus. And then I need to finish execute successfully. And then I need to finish abort. Okay, so now I can, delete that, because I don't want the controller to actually handle that with the behavior tree in charge of it. And so what I can do now is run a parallel. So I want to run this wait in parallel with target player. So this should work with basically, this should execute when wait executes, and it should abort when wait aborts. So they should only be aiming at us when they're standing still. Looks like that's working. So give it a second. Make sure it works on the other points. I should set that timer to be shorter, just for testing. Oh, darn it. Okay, so it's not clearing when they move on. So I want her to turn and, go, run straight. So let me see if this is actually running. Executing every frame. So I really only need that to happen once. Come on, move on. Okay, so looks like abort's not running. Huh. Why is abort not running? Okay, let me also try it this way. So does it do once in here? Just don't want that abort is running. Oh wait, this is working now, but it's not printing. That's interesting. Why is AI execute not running? What did I change? It's doing what I want, but I don't know why. I kind of hate that. Yeah, this is exactly what I want, but why? Let's see, check over this, catch up on the chat here. They should almost always prioritize the player over basic everything else. This is a solid start, having them move between different points and then face the player once there is basically what they do right now in Deadlock. Yeah, shorter times for testing, then dial up the feel. Imsim Cook, hey, what's up, dude? Hello, good friends. Yeah, welcome to the stream. Yeah, so you can see what I've been working on right now. I've got an AI character running around back there. Basically, this they fall in from the sky, and then they run from point to point. I'm basically trying to recreate the AI that we have in the Steam build of Deadlock from 6 years ago, and yeah, and then take it up a notch from there. So we've been setting up AI controller, behavior tree. I also briefly kind of showed off what I've been working on in VR. Yeah, do you want to see that? Should I show that off again? I don't know if anybody saw it. It was at the beginning of the stream. it's all very rough still, so don't expect too much. But before I do anything, let me figure out why this is working, because it's one of those times when it's like, it's working, but I don't know why it's working. So literally what I did, I added a do once in an attempt to kind of quiet down that print string, and I think it had effects more far-reaching than I realized. So let's see if it still works. So AI execute is firing. Interesting. Okay, I get it. So AI, no, I don't get it. So we've got our find attack node and our move 2 running in sequence. That makes sense. So this node pulls up all of our target points and caches a random one's position to our blackboard. Okay. Fine, that's good. And then move 2 is just a built-in node that just moves to a point. Okay, so so far so good. But then, you know, the AI is just running and never facing us, and we want the AI to face us, but not when she's running, only when she's facing us. So I added a simple parallel to this wait. Let me read this. So this node, local scope for decorators. All observing decorators will be removed when execution flow leaves this branch. Yeah, so this should be executed or aborted when execution flow goes back to the beginning, which should happen when the wait runs out, right? So this should not be executing. I shouldn't need this do once. Because basically so like every frame that the wait is executing, this is going to execute. So it's setting the focus every frame, which we don't need. We only need to do that once. And then when we receive abort, we're going to clear our focus, which is good. That's fine. I get this part. I don't get why. What I don't get is why once she starts moving again, the focus gets reset. Because this shouldn't be executing after abort fires, because we should be off of this node entirely and back over here. Huh. Well, what I do know is that just putting a do once here solves the problem, because it makes it not fire anymore until the whole thing restarts. So I guess we'll just roll with that. So she runs to her point, faces us, then clears focus, runs to the next point, faces us. Alright, yeah, I'm doing what I want. I'm a little confused as to why, but sometimes it's like that. Maybe I'll figure it out later. Alright, making some AI, baby. Yep, very awesome. MSim Cook is interested, heck yeah. Yep, rebuilding OG Deadlock. Yeah, we want to have it still work in room scale so people that don't like locomotion can still play it. Yeah, cool. Alright, let me put on the ridiculous looking headset and show you what I've been working on. Okay, so this is what I hate about VR dev, but doing it for you guys. Alright, here we go. Got the headset. Alright, need to find my controllers. Alright. Need to set this to VR preview. Mild lag. Whoa, lag in VR is sickening. Okay. Alright, here we are. Oh, there it goes. That's great. This is a lot of jitter. Hang on. Did we crash? Can y'all hear me? Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Are we dead? Hello, test, 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 test. And we're back. We're back. You can hear me? VR crash. Yeah, that just like destroyed my computer. I did it earlier and it worked fine. Loud and clear. Heck yeah. You read me, Lima Charlie? We're so back. Okay. Alright, let me get this, let's see. One sec. I'm gonna try to restart the OpenVR server. We'll try this one more time, okay? One sec. Alright. Try this again. Hopefully we don't crash this time. So here we go. VR preview. Alright. Hello. Are we still live? Alright. So here we go. There's our AI running around. And my controllers aren't working. Why not? We're moving. Oh my goodness, guys. I think maybe I'm the wrong VR pawn? Oh wait, no, it was not even focused. Yeah, this is the worst. Okay, hang on. And yeah, we're the right pawn. Alright. Third time's the charm. Okay, can you see me now? Alright. Okay. So, so we can teleport. And we've got some basic interactivity. That's fun. Alright. Knocking the targets down. Okay, so over here, got some weapons. And they grip and socket, so you see there's, you know, the hands kind of grip it. Pow, pow, pow. Shoot these targets down. I can use both hands. Goes down. So we've got a shield. The shield is pretty cool. It's got collision. Oops. Something happened to my socket. It's weird. So I'm still working this stuff out. This is cool. We've got a little slider. I can reset the targets with it. Got shotgun. And this is pretty cool. It's still in progress. It's not quite working yet completely, but we can aim it with two hands. which feels pretty cool. And we can shoot it, and we can reload it like that. And it ejects the shell, and you cycle it, and the hand doesn't socket properly, but you can see that I can control it with both hands. So that actually really helps for aiming. Yep. Yeah, it works with the pistols too. So the pistols, you can grip them two-handed. That is really cool for being able to aim. Set these, and you can grip it you can grip it two ways, like this or like that. This is really cool for being like John Wick style, and then this is cool for being like a little more like, you know. We can do. All right. Hope that was worth the wait. Okay, let me catch up on the chat here. Fix my hair. VR, man. Get my headphones back on. Let's see. Oh, can y'all hear that? I think my Spotify is playing. Hopefully I don't get copy striked for that. Could y'all hear my Spotify in the background? Didn't realize it was playing. We're back. Lima Charlie. Yeah, the looping gameplay to show while troubleshooting is clutch. Okay, so did y'all see all that? Now imagine that was a neon green plant. Yeah, that'd be awesome. This is sick. Yeah, physics shenanigans. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Watching the AI character like trip over the target and it went like flying. That was neat. I wasn't expecting that to happen. Type something in the chat so I know we are running and all systems go. Guess I can always pull up YouTube and make sure. Okay, yeah, looks like we're running. All right, guys. Well, so hopefully, yeah. So that's there's a long way to go, obviously, but it's kind of cool. So yeah. Next up, I think we can work on getting damage set up for our characters. Yeah, oh yeah, shout out to the Unreal plugins. So there's this, if you're trying to make a VR game, I've got it open right here. VR expansion plugin. This guy is awesome. This plugin is amazing. It's pretty steep learning curve. I'm just still working through it, but yeah, definitely wouldn't be this far without that plugin. Me usually, VR is me and the VR dev stream. VR's the future. Yeah, it's kind of like that. I mean, VR is like, also like, I mean, you can't quite appreciate it until you're like in it, like you see it on the desktop and you're like, yeah, whatever. And then you put it on and you're like, whoa, I'm here. It's really crazy. The difference. Oh yeah, you'll play it. We'll make sure you play it. Get you a copy somehow. Sweet. So, yeah, I think what I want to do next is figure out damage. Start adding some damage to when we shoot people, the AI. I'm realizing I'm gonna have to test that in VR, aren't I? That's gonna be a real pain. Well, do as much of it flat screen as we can, I guess. So let's see. Oh, it's tough to strap his Steam Deck to his face. Yeah, it'd be tough playing this game on a Steam Deck. Alright, so this is all still placeholder, but it's enough to get us going. So this is the projectile that comes with the VR template. This will work better. Alright, so what I want to do is when this hits something, I want to check if the actor we are hitting can be damaged. If it is, I'm going to apply 9 million base damage and pass in our hit info and the direction that we hit from. And yeah, so that should be all I need to do here, actually. And then I should be able to go back to our enemy base class. And let's see. Yeah, here we go. Event any damage. Oh yeah, so set a little bit of this stuff up. So set up our health. Get health. So we'll do health minus damage. That will become our new health. And then we're going to say if health is less or equal to 0, then we're going to fire a custom event called die. And for now, this will just be a VR print. sure, whoops, that's my VR print utility. But I want to set the duration to be long enough that I'll see it for sure. And then we can just destroy ourselves for now. Later on, we can chain in, like, you know, ragdoll and adding points and things like that. Yeah, that should work. Assuming we've got collision on here, which we do. Yeah, that ought to work. So I should fire this up. Character should be running around, and with just one shot should just obliterate them. Had a little hiccup there. Hopefully the stream is still going. Catch up here. The VR of yesteryear. Oh, nice. You're getting a new computer, MSim Cook? Heck yeah, let's go. RTX, oh yeah, RTX 4050. Yeah, that might actually be VR capable. Officially have a better card than the Skunk Ape team. Well, technically, but it's a laptop card, right? Makes a big difference. Alright, yeah. Alright, I guess here we go. Here I go back into the Matrix to see if all this works. And just watch, I'm gonna test it, and it's gonna take me, you know, 5 minutes to get all this set up and put on my head, and then it's gonna be like, oh, I missed some basic thing. That's why I hate this. Alright, let's try it though. Check, check. Hopefully you can still hear me. Oh, drop the controller. Okay. We still running? Yeah. Heck yeah. Oh. Boom. Did I miss? Boom. Okay, it's not working. The messages. Okay. Back to square one. Figure out why this isn't working. Could be many things. This is what I should have done. I should have added my prints. That's the problem right there. Generate hit events. Oh, wait, nope. I'm on the static mesh, not the collider. There we go. Generate hit events, presets, world dynamic, pawn. Ah, yeah, these are all set to overlap. Those to block. Okay, that might be it. Hope that was it. Oh, you're getting into Unreal? Heck yeah. Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Doing what I'm doing right now would have taken like 4 times as long in Unity. Oh, uh-oh. Check, check. Can you all hear me? Streaming in VR. Poor computer. Alright, here we go. Boom! There she goes. And collision fired, die in red. That worked great. But now the targets don't fall down. Gotta fix that. Okay, so, as with so many things, we fixed one problem and caused another. We are able to destroy our enemies now, but we can't destroy the targets. So, it probably has something to do with all the code I deleted. Make sure I'm not playing any copyrighted music in the background. Okay, sounds good. Alright, So this is what I love about Perforce. You know, I deleted all that stuff. You were probably like, what are you doing, you madman? What if you need it? Well, I can just look at it right here. So, it's interesting that they were calling all of this off of overlap and not collision. I'll just put this back and then tick. Do hit events count as overlap events? And see, this is the thing. Like, I think that might be all I need. Like, just putting that back might fix it. But now I've got to like put all this stuff on again. Let's see if I can do it without actually putting it on. Still not working. Not that the pop-up targets even really matter. Because, you know, they're just for development. But I want it to work. Having access to the software we use will add a whole nother layer to our streams. Yeah, because you can apply what you're constantly learning from us. Awesome. Yeah, dude. And I mean, a lot of this stuff applies to any game engine, but yeah, you can see this and just like literally just follow along. That's awesome. We are able to destroy our enemies, but we can't destroy the targets. That's pretty good. Yeah, it does sound like a movie quote. It's concerning their logic broke. Whose logic broke? It's not that their logic broke, it's that I changed the collisions presets to make it work on the enemy, so I switched it from overlap to block. Because that just seems better, right? Like hit is probably better. But this was doing this thing where, well, this is probably what I need to do. I just need to copy all this to hit. Yeah, that might be it. That might be all I need to do. I think we'll probably want something else for the gun range though. Like, we don't want it to, like, actually be like these weird little pop-up targets. We'll have some kind of, like, I don't know, like Star Wars trainer kind of feeling vibe thing. There we go. Okay, we've got the targets, and come here. Where'd she go? What? I guess I hit her. Actually show where I hit. What do you mean, like, actually put on the headset? Yeah, I guess. I guess. Can you hear me? Come on, computer. Come on, computer. No. Am I back? Are we back? I'm thinking we're back. Alright. Hopefully we're back. There we go. But what's going on? Going up. I broke the shotgun. I'll tell you why. So, sound go. Can y'all hear me? Oh, okay. It's just restarting. Okay, let me see here. So the targets, we want targets that keep your mark, actually show where you hit, and then maybe like a duck hunt type range too, if we want to be fancy with it. Yeah. Oh, the targets should have hit markers on them and stay up so you can tell where you shot them. I like it when they flip down though. I don't know. Figure something out. Why are the bullets flying back? Yeah, so it's because we added collision to them. They're bouncing off each other. Because the shotgun spawns a bunch of bullets right at the, muzzle node, all at like just slightly offset rotations to make them, blast out like a shotgun blast. But since they start overlapping, they're just like, they're just all getting like pushed away. So maybe we should just do this on overlap, which means we need to change this back. So let's try this. We don't need them to bounce around or anything, so we don't need any of that anyway. That's right. That's why I did this whole thing, was because the hit comes with a direction. Needs the hit info too. That might work. Yeah. The hands don't have actually don't have any collision, so you can just just phase your hands through everything right now, which we'll probably want to change at some point. And Quest Link crashed. I swear, VR development is the most annoying thing you can imagine, because it's like there's all these layers of software that all have to be running. I can't even open the Quest dashboard. This is so dumb. The reason I can't open the Quest dashboard is because there's a little window asking me for my feedback hidden between my ankles under the ground, asking me how my experience was, and I have to say, give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down to make it go away so I can get my dashboard back. I'm gonna give it a thumbs down. Now it's trying to find my PC, and it can't find it. Still looking. So I probably need to unplug this and plug it back in. This drives me nuts. There we go. So now I can launch Rift Link, which will take a solid several seconds to load. Okay, now I'm in Rift Link, so now I've got to open my monitor display and click simulate. And hopefully you can still hear me. Check. Alright, we're rolling now. So let's see here. Try this again. Only shooting one now. That's weird. And it's not hitting anything. Let's go on something. And I think there's a print message up in the left that I can't read. So what's all this? Attempted to access projectile, but it's not valid. Pending kill or garbage collection. Ah. That's why. I was thinking this was an or, but it's a and. Still shouldn't have been working like that though. This is another thing. It'll open the game but not focus it, so you can't interact. That's looking better. Okay. Nice. There we go. Oh, I'm so happy. Okay, I think I can put this down for a bit now. Oh yeah, and then the other thing is the Quest has a battery that drains faster than it can charge, so even when it's plugged in, you're like on a timer to get your work done. And if it takes you too long, the battery will die and then you can't work anymore. It's like ridiculous. VR development. I don't recommend it. Okay, but it is pretty cool when it all starts working and coming together. Alright, so we've got our firing and taking damage and dying abilities for our character. So, boy, what's next? Got a little basic AI. It's pretty cool. Oh yeah. I guess the next thing is letting them shoot at you. But for that, we're gonna need animations, and that means I'm gonna need to finish my mesh. Yeah, so let's see, is that what I want to do? This is a pretty decent little bit of progress, actually. See here. Yeah, we can just dial these in pretty well. Be nice if they took a little longer when they land to kind of hit. Yeah, that'd probably be good. Oh, I forgot to show you guys. This is a slider, and it'll reset the targets if you pull it in VR. It's pretty neat. Did I ever test the shotgun? Is the shotgun broken? Crap, I can't remember. Let's check real quick. Where are my hands? That's why. show you the targets real quick. So. Hold the skew and bing, resets them. Hopefully you can see that. Pretty cool. We'll want your hands to be able to slap all over the props in the world like a disgruntled cat. Okay. If you say so. Right, well, I think the next thing I want to start mocking up is the enemies attacking you, but I don't think I really want to bother doing it without actually having some animations. So, I think I might just switch back to working on the guard. Just kind of need to get that done before we move too much further. So yeah, I guess let's just do that. But yeah, this is a little bit of progress. I at least got to kind of test out doing VR on stream, and it's every bit as difficult as I thought it would be. So yeah, you can let me know if you want to see more of that. Opening Maya up now. I did a little bit of work on this guy off stream, just trying to kind of get through it, because, you know, I'm sure this isn't the most interesting stuff to watch. But it's the hold-up right now, so yeah, let's do it. Nice. So yeah, I made a little progress on the legs. So I've got the legs and I've got the most of the torso. So yeah, maybe we can get this done. And when this is done, then we can move on to other things. Like skinning. And then retargeting some of our other animations. Maybe Harrison can do some animation streams. Have you been making any progress on your own game, ImSim Cook? I know you've got some stuff cooking. some point I need to develop like a testing pawn for VR. I think there's some way to do it where you can basically control the VR character with your keyboard and mouse. That'd be pretty good. That would probably save a lot of time. See, I'm just putting the headset on, taking it on and off. It's ridiculous. Such a time waster. I don't have the patience for it. Okay, just gotta figure out a way to bridge these two loops together. Really sure what all to... If there's much to talk about with this, it's kind of pretty standard operations, you know? Oh yeah, welcome back. You haven't missed much. We're just kind of, you know, like I was saying, I'm not really sure what to talk about with this. It's just sort of the same old thing that we've been doing. You know, it's kind of a chore. Gotta, you know, clean up the model, get it ready to skin and animate. So yeah, it's just kind of, you know, pushing vertices around. The same tools as always, you know. But it'll be worth it, because then we can have him be moving around. And then we can apply the AI that we just started. I can make some actual firing animations. I guess I could talk about what I'm planning for the way they'll attack. Thinking what I'll do for attacks is actually have it be I'm gonna have it all be based on what's called anim notify states. So in Unreal, anim notify state is basically a blueprint that you put on the animation timeline. And so it has events that fire at beginning and end or interruption of the animation. So what I can do is I can make an animation of them like charging up their gun and then firing it. And I can set the anim notify so that it begins the charge at the beginning of the animation and actually fires at the end of the animation. And so that way they'll just give me a way to kind of make it so we can kind of easily play with the timing and like how much notice the player gets that they're about to be fired upon, which is good for VR because everything in VR needs to be like made a lot easier because you're dealing with people's like actual human reaction time, so you need to give them a lot of warning when they're about to get shot at. So I think that should help with that and give us a good system to work within. Then it'll be easy to make different kinds of attack animations. And that's why I didn't, go ahead and continue on with the AIs, because I just kind of realized, I've kind of gotten as far as I can without attack animations. And, I could go get attack animations for the mannequin, from, the default content or whatever, but it's what's the point? Might as well just make my own, It's like if I was just a developer, just a coder, and I had an artist working on that stuff, then I'd, take the time to just sort of build it with template content and then fill in the blanks later. But since I got to do this too, it's there's no point. Might as well just do it all at once. Mild one, if you're out there, you can ban this spammer from the Twitch chat. It's gonna be cool seeing this guy in VR. It was pretty cool seeing the Unreal template character running around in VR. It's a shame that, you know, VR is just the way it is. Like, it just, you know, doesn't, like, watching it on a stream just doesn't do justice to the feeling of scale that it gives. So you'll just have to take my word for it. I think that's partly why it hasn't really taken off, is because it's like you just kind of have to experience it for yourself to understand what makes it cool. And, you know, the barrier to entry to experiencing it is pretty high. But it's like once people do, then they're like, whoa. Well, and then the other thing is it wears off pretty fast, right? It's like, you know, when you experience it and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm actually here, I can't wait to play this game. And then, like, you know, the gameplay kind of sucks. You know, it's kind of limited by, you know, your physical, you know, your physical body's abilities. And so it's like, you know, you don't feel that cool playing it. You know, you can't fly around at Mach 3 through the air like you can at in normal games. So it's like, you know, then it's like, okay, you're even more disappointed now. I think that's part of why VR hasn't really taken off. And I'm not sure if I think there's probably ways to overcome that, but they're probably all just kind of risky. You just sort of risk, you know, creating a lot of motion sickness in your players, you know, by doing anything too cool. It's like, you can't be too cool or people are gonna get a little queasy. So maybe we can find a way to sort of thread that needle and do some interesting stuff. We've got some ideas for, like, adding, like, dodge mechanics and, like, maybe, like, jetpacks to Deadlock. Just brainstorming, you know, just literally just, hey, what if we had a jetpack, you know? But I think that could be cool, but it'll obviously be a little risky and probably take a little getting used to. Well, we'll try to test it out. It's probably worth a try. You know, once we get the basics in. And that's something I'm excited about for Deadlock, is it should be a really interesting format for just sort of like trying things out. You know, because it's, you know, wave defense and endless mode, so that'd be cool, I think. Just, you know, try different things out. Yeah, I definitely want to, you know, once we've got the basics in place, I want to try to get a little creative, push the boundaries a little bit. So I always thought there was more we could do with it than what we originally did, but, you know, we were limited at the time. People were very, very sensitive to motion sickness, but more games are doing more interesting things and people seem to be getting used to it, so. Could be cool. Alright. Now we just need the bottoms. Okay, looking decent. We're almost there. Okay, that looks like a boot. Perfect. Alright, so... Getting there. I think, yeah, all that's left now is the, like, you know, gadgets. I bet my paycheck, that's a boot right there. Sure is. Alright, well, let's see. We've been at this 2 hours now. Yeah, I might hop off. Try not to. I don't want to subject you guys to too much retopology. Yeah, a little bit to do still, and then we got to bake it. And we've been over all that. It doesn't hurt to go over it over and over, I guess. I mean, it's what you got to do when you're making a game, but yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I think I want to get into more interesting stuff on stream. So it's Wednesday, so maybe I can by next Monday have this guy done and have some animations ready to go for him, so we can start like actually prototyping some, you know, behaviors in Unreal. I think that would be very nice. And yeah, hopefully I can also fix the remaining issues with the VR hands, get them socketing and gripping properly and all that good stuff. Cool. Alright, well yeah, any questions or any news from the community anybody wants to share? Otherwise, I think I gotta get hopping off here. Gotta get ready for another meeting. Pretty busy day today. Watch this character run around. Yeah, just imagine this is this guy running around with his weird animations. It's gonna be fun. Alright, well, I'm gonna call it there, so thanks for hanging out, guys. Yeah, have a great day, and I'll see you next time.